Hello everybody, it's me Mutahar, and today I wanted to make a video about my adventures and trips to the year 3117. Lately I've been noticing a lot of videos on YouTube that are about the traversal through time, a lot of people coming back from the year 2050, 2116, or 2200, 2553, and I wanted to say that I am the one person that has went the furthest. I went to the year 3117, ladies and gentlemen, and I have some spooky, ominous stuff to talk about. So today, I wanted to discuss how I got there. Now, one of the things we Canadians pride ourselves on is obviously discovering the finest maple taffy recipes, but if it's one thing that all Canadians know is how to travel through space and time. It's one of the things that has been ingrained in our blood. You ask us about corn, we know about fucking corn. You ask us about electric cars, we know about electric cars. You ask us about time travel, space travels, we Canadians know. One of the things that I was doing in my spare time away from streaming and things like that was designing a time machine. Now, I can't get into specifics how this time machine works, but you're just going to have to believe me. I went to the future, to the year 3117, and I uncovered a very, very, very scary reality, ladies and gentlemen. I have some footage to show you, here and there, of glimpses of what the future looks like, and it's not exactly the greatest. See, the story that I'm going to paint to you today is, in the year 2800, about 300 years prior to what has happened, the story that I have to paint today, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, is that the world that I am showing you isn't exactly the world that you want to be in, you want to live in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, compared to our society on Earth, now the picture that is painted to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is one that is very, very, very dangerous of a reality that will be coming to us 1,000 years from now. You might be wondering, well, Mutahar, I'm going to be dead. Within 100, 150, whatever years, I won't be living to see 3,000 or 3,117. But think about our children's 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 children, so on and so forth. When I went to the future, I realized that all of our human society was all but evaporated. We had nothing left of mankind. We had nothing existing. None of our customs and culture, religions, or science ever actually made it past 2600, if anything. There was a great post-apocalyptic event, and humanity was basically staggered, and people had to really go back 500-600 years and restart a lot of the progress that we had made as a species. It was at that point that a lot of religious customs, a lot of political customs were all but abandoned. Countries like the United States, the Great Britain, India, any country that you may know under the sun was all but eliminated. People were fragmented. It was then, in the year 2700, ladies and gentlemen, about so, that we had discovered a secret that was well kept in our old society. The new people of the year 3117, the second civilization, I'll be dubbing them, discovered an artifact of ours that actually led them to a great, great futuristic society of their time. This product was a PlayStation 3 that was preserved throughout the ages, and a copy of Sonic 06, believe it or not. Now, I had a team with me go in at the time, 2 other individuals who unfortunately never made it back in time because of, unfortunately, what had occurred in this future society. In the future, because of the discoveration of Sonic 06, the society learned about a lot of customs. There was a lot of advancement in this world that we never had. Things like interspecies relationships, all that kind of good stuff. A lot of advancements in people not just remaining humans, but people of hedgehog kind. Hedgehogs, in fact, echidnas, foxes were revered as these sacred custom animals, similar to like how ancient Egypt worked in that way, shape, or form. You had tales of Knuckles, the super strong echidna, and Tails, the air goddess, and most importantly at Sonic, or Sonic, some people like to call it. The naming was a little off depending on what side of the meme you were from. In this world, there were many nations. You had the 06 nation, which was the apex, so to speak. You had the Sonic and the Black Knight nation, which was small, it was very fragmented, and a lot of people never agreed with it. You had people from the Sonic Generations land, and some people who were stuck on that mobile shit. There were many lands in this neighborhood, apparently, from what I know, but unfortunately, from what I gathered, I was only around where Sonic 06 was necessarily the religion of choice in this world. See, Sonic 06 taught people a lot of things. It taught people a lot of customs that we would take for granted nowadays. And me and my team, we were there for about 6 days, and all was good. We learned a bunch of things. We learned how they ate chili dogs every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Got kind of tiring after 4 days, but for these people, eating it for hundreds of years wasn't no issue. Now, going future into time, you have to understand, we were actually looking for a way to bring good things back to our time to sort of advance our society. Think of that, so to speak. But knowing full well that most of the people that I knew had been dead for sleeping for over 1,000 years, it seems, we really needed to pick up what we could gather, bring it back, and make sure that society may not end up like what had happened to this society. It was about 6 days later that we had encountered the first war, a post-apocalyptic event in the second civilization, ladies and gentlemen. The people from the Sonic generations far, far ago. There were people far away who had found a different copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, the video games in particular. The copy they had found was Sonic and the Black Knight for the Nintendo Wii. They had gotten running, and so their society was entirely different. They had totally different customs, totally different beliefs. They were a different religious circle, so to speak. And a great war had emerged between them. There was great fire and chaos. The special forces of the 06 Nation, the Sonic Forces as they like to call it, was trying to do the best they could. For 4 days it seemed like everything was in wraps, until the 5th day when the great terrorist Ivan Robotnik came in and completely fucked shit up entirely. So to speak, the world of the future was all but eliminated within a week time of us even arriving. It was great to see what the humanity or the cluster of society was in the year 3117 for the brief moment that we had seen it. But it is a great post-apocalyptic event that is coming, ladies and gentlemen, even if it is 1,000 years from now. The great nations of Earth were all but eliminated. There were a few remnants that we had seen. During the Great War that had emerged, I managed to sneak back to underground Toronto, which was buried over rubble entirely, and managed to basically amass myself a time travel device that I could muster up. I won't exactly describe what it is because you don't need to know. That's not important knowledge or anything like that. But using it, I came back to 2017 our time exactly like 4 hours ago. I compiled what I had to detail over here, and I think my stern message to this will be, please do not leave your copies of Sonic 06 or Sonic and the Black Knight or Luigi's Mansion or any game or media, so to speak. You must toss it immediately. For as great as the society that I have seen in the future, the land of Mobius and its great 7 nations that once rose strongly had fallen entirely to nuclear war, I do not want to see it happen again, and I don't want to see that happen anywhere at Earth time. I'm a time traveler from the year 3117, and hopefully y'all believe me. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that are doing it, and I figured since I also have incredible time travel knowledge to speak of, I'm going to offer the best I can to you. Now, aside from me being really, really fucking high right now coming up with the idea of this video, all jokes aside, alright, any channel, there's been like 3 or 4 channels that are pushing this idea of, I'm a time traveler from the year 2050, 2070, 2155. And I figured if anybody's gonna believe them, then you gotta believe me, okay? So if you're gonna believe somebody from the year 2116, 2117, 2118, 2119, 2120, then you better believe me from 3117. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the world is headed to a very, very dark Sonic the Hedgehog world, and at first it might seem really nice running around fast all over the place using 5 rings to buy a Toyota Camry in the future. It's not exactly an ideal world we want to live in. Take it from me, take it from a Canadian who can time travel, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is your time travel Mudahar, and I'm out.